Well, hello, Quest. Good to see you. Here we are in the middle of August, and next week, most of the schools, at least the public schools, are going to be starting school classes again on Monday. It's going to be a really great time. It's interesting. We are built, in fact, God created us to be people of patterns, people of seasons. So there's winter and there's spring and summer and fall, and there's something really healthy about that. And it's one of the great things about living here in the Midwest is you get these seasons. It's part of the pattern, the routine of life. It's really a good thing. And so I think going back to school is one of those patterns in life that is exciting. For some students, it's a little hard because school's difficult, but others, they really look forward to it. But going back to school, and I can remember as a young person kind of entering into that, and all that's going to happen as you go back to school, new teachers, new friends, new things to do, new teams again, just all sorts of things. So going back to school is a really good thing. And we want the schools to be a place where people are learning and growing and being connected and have it be a really positive experience. And so one of the great privileges we have as Quest is to partner with several of the schools in our area to be a part of them. So I've always said, and I really believe, that years ago, maybe 50 years ago or so, churches were often, in many ways, the center of the culture, center of a community. Lives kind of revolved around that. Unfortunately, that's not very true anymore. And I think more likely than that is that schools have become the center of the culture, the center of communities. And so I think we could, as churches, we could whine and bemoan that and be angry about it and just kind of have a temper tantrum if you wanted to. Or we could say, you know what, the schools are carrying a heavier and heavier load. And I know there's controversy about many of the things that public schools have done. And understandably, there are some things that I'm concerned about too. But also the ones that I know in our area around Quest are people who are really working hard to really educate and engage children in this growing up process, in this educational process. And so we have been given the privilege of being connected and being supported and seeking the welfare of the city in which we live and seeking the welfare of the community in which we live by seeking the welfare of the schools in our area. And we want to be an encouragement to them. Being an educator is a challenge no matter what. But under the circumstances of our present day, it can be a really difficult job and very challenging for all sorts of reasons, which would be worth going into, but we don't have time right now. But we want to be an encouragement to them. They carry a tremendous load, a huge responsibility. And these are really good people that we want to encourage. I'm reminded in the New Testament of the partner, the kind of the companion that Paul had, a guy named Barnabas, which means the son of encouragement. And Barnabas was just kind of that way. He encouraged people. He came alongside Paul when he was still named Saul. And in the scriptures, in Acts, we find that it was usually Barnabas and Saul, Barnabas and Saul. First person enlisted was always Barnabas until they got to Cyprus on one of their missionary journeys. And it became Paul rather than Saul, and it became Paul and Barnabas, Paul being named first. You see, Barnabas had come alongside Paul and encouraged him and taught him and kind of showed him the ropes. And he learned from that. And then their roles kind of switched. And we want to be a Barnabas to the schools. We want to be an encouragement to these schools. And so as school starts next week, whether it be private school or public school or homeschool, wherever it might be, we want to encourage those who carry that load, that responsibility. So I just want to say that we as Quest have been given the privilege of being a part of that here in Wildwood. So, and then, so as it comes back and then you make it through the first week of school, we're having on that Friday, right after that, we're having this thing called the Food Truck Friday. And then we're going to celebrate from 5 to 8. We'll have a couple of food trucks here, and there'll be some sweets, and there're going to be a couple of ponies that are going to be there. The police are going to be here with a booth. It's going to be a great time. And we just want to encourage you, not only you to come, but we encourage that you would bring your neighbors and your friends and people to celebrate this new season beginning of school for all these kids, right? And I don't even know how many kids. I think there's somewhere in the vicinity of 40,000 students in the Rockwood area that we're trying to relate to and encourage. And we can't reach all of them and deal with all of them, but between all the different churches and between some of the other ministries like FCA and Young Life, who are really trying to help kids find the purpose of life and the person of life, which is Jesus himself, right? And so we want to be all about that. So I just want to encourage us as school starts, let's celebrate. Let's come and have a party. Let's have some fun. Let's encourage people. Let's be together. And let's let the community come be a part of that right here on our campus here at Quest. So exciting as the summer is winding down. Fall is just a little ways off seasonally, but really with school starting, fall is here. And we're entering into a new season of life, a new season of this year for all of us to be engaged in and to enjoy. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Look forward to seeing you. Be well, and let's celebrate together.